The grand arena of Meridian stretched across 12 square kilometers, its crystalline walls transparent to reveal the gathered masses. 50,000 aliens from 100 different species had come to witness the Dominion Combat Tournament, the most prestigious fighting championship in the known galaxy. Warriors who won here became legends. Warriors who lost were remembered only as cautionary tales. Dr. Marcus Chen watched from the observation box as the crowd roared. His daughter, Dr. Sarah Chen, stood in the competitors' preparation chamber below, adjusting her combat wraps. The other contestants had laughed when she entered the tournament. A human. A soft skin. A fragile biological experiment who had somehow convinced the Dominion Committee that she deserved a place among the galaxy's greatest warriors. The head commentator's voice boomed across the arena. In the championship bout, we have Thresh, the apex champion. 12 feet of pure muscle. Crystalline exoskeleton. 4 arms. 47 consecutive victories. Standing opposite him, a human female. 5 feet 7 inches. Soft skin. No natural weapons. The Dominion Comedy Committee could not have written a more amusing matchup. The crowd erupted in laughter that echoed off the arena walls. Sarah stepped into the arena's central platform, and the noise intensified. Aliens made sounds of derision, clicks, growls, and warbling calls that their translators rendered as mockery. Some species placed bets on how many seconds the match would last. Most agreed she would be dead within 10. Thresh entered from the opposite side, and the crowd fell silent in respect. The apex champion was a sight that inspired fear. His crystalline armor glinted like diamonds, each plate forged through generations of biological evolution. His 4 arms moved with the precision of a predator that had never known defeat. His compound eyes tracked Sarah with the casual indifference of a predator observing prey. "Begin," the commentator announced. Thresh charged, moving with the speed of a creature that had never needed to worry about opponents who could match his velocity. He roared, a sound that made the arena walls vibrate. His 4 arms spread wide, ready to crush Sarah into pulp. She dodged. Not with the speed of his kind, but with something more dangerous, perfect timing and understanding. Sarah had spent 6 months studying Thresh's fighting patterns. She knew his weaknesses. She knew that for all his strength, he was predictable. Evolution had made him supreme in his environment, but it had also locked him into patterns that never changed. As Thresh's charge carried him past her position, Sarah moved with precision. Her body twisted, her foot came up, and she struck a precise point along his crystalline spine, not with brute force, but with the concentrated energy of her entire body weight delivered through a single point of contact. Thresh staggered but recovered, turning with a snarl. The crowd had gone quiet. Something unexpected had happened. The human had actually moved. The human had actually struck him. The second pass came faster. Thresh was no longer underestimating his opponent. He moved with the full force of his massive frame, his 4 arms coordinating in an attack pattern designed to overwhelm through sheer power. But Sarah had trained against simulations of his fighting style. She knew the gaps in his defense. She knew where his armor overlapped and where the softer membrane beneath was exposed. She ducked beneath his first 2 upper arms, and her hands moved with surgical precision. One strike to the junction of his lower left arm. Another to the weak point where his thorax connected to his lower body. Each strike was delivered with the full knowledge of where the vulnerable places were hidden within his crystalline structure. Thresh was breathing heavily now. The apex champion had never felt pain like this. His armor was cracking. His movements were becoming sluggish. "Impossible," the commentator whispered, his voice carrying across the arena. But Sarah wasn't done. She continued her assault with the relentless precision of someone who understood that this wasn't about being stronger or faster. This was about knowledge, preparation, and the absolute refusal to accept defeat. She was a member of a species that had survived on a predator world through cunning and determination. She was a warrior born from a lineage of survivors. The final move came as Thresh attempted one last desperate charge. Sarah pivoted with perfect timing, and her entire body weight concentrated on a single strike aimed at the exact point where his cervical spine connected to his thoracic region. The impact was surgical, precise, devastating. Thresh collapsed. His massive body crashed to the arena floor, and the crystalline walls trembled from the impact. He was alive. Sarah had no desire to kill him, but he would never fight again. His spine was broken. His legend was shattered. The arena fell silent. 50,000 aliens stared in shock as the human woman stood over the fallen Apex champion, her breathing controlled, her stance perfect. She had just defeated the most legendary warrior in the Dominion in front of the largest crowd ever assembled for the tournament. The silence lasted for 3 full seconds. Then the arena erupted, not in mockery, but in respect. Roaring, clicking, warbling, and growling sounds from 100 different species, all expressing the same realization: they had been wrong about humans. The soft skin wasn't weak. The soft skin was a warrior of a completely different class. Sarah helped Thresh to his feet, offering her hand in the gesture of a true champion. The Apex champion accepted, and as he looked into her eyes, he saw something he had never encountered before: a species that needed no armor, no enhanced biology, no evolutionary advantages. Humans needed only knowledge, preparation, and the will to never accept defeat. As Sarah was crowned the new Dominion champion, the message spread across the galaxy: never underestimate a soft skin. Humanity didn't need claws or fangs or crystalline armor. They needed only determination and the understanding that any problem could be solved through careful study and relentless application of will. And in that moment, the galaxy finally understood what it meant to face a true predator.